Hey everybody, I am Sigfried Trent, also known as SigTrent, and this is a dev diary slash vlog, which I plan to do each week about myself, about SigTrent games, and about the kind of gaming and fun stuff I'm doing. So that's the plan, and this is the first one of these. So a little bit about me. Again, I gave you my name. I work as a game designer, and I currently have my own company, SigTrent Games. And so I guess now I'm a game designer and an entrepreneur together. The last 3 years, I was working at Evil Genius Games as their lead designer, and I made Everyday Heroes and a number of the cinematic adventure paths, as well as some other material that's come out since then and is yet to come out. So you'll still see things from me over at Evil Genius Games for quite a while, because I wrote a lot of stuff for them. But you're also going to see new things coming out from SigTrent Games. So let's dive in and talk a little bit about kind of this week, what's going on. So I guess this is our first slash second week of business. I'm recording this at the end of the week on the 9th here. So we officially started on the 1st. So that's 9 days, a week and change. But I did do a little bit of work ahead of time, trying to lay the groundwork and make some plans and get things ready. But didn't start in earnest until the 1st. So it's been very busy. I've been doing a whole lot of things. So what are some of the things that we got up to this week? Well, let's see. We started our first project, which I'm not going to say exactly what it is yet. We'll probably know next week by the next one of these vlogs. I'll be talking about it, but we're still working on it. It should come out pretty quickly. So the whole goal on the first project is to get something that fans can pay for and support the generation of future content, something that's pretty much useful for everybody who plays Everyday Heroes, and should be fun. And it's something that I've been kind of wanting for a long time, and I'm like, oh man, I wish I had this. And so I'm going to make that, and then we're going to get it out. So my wife, Anne, is working very diligently on that project, and I'm giving her direction and helping shape it and give commentary. And so together, we're going to put that out pretty soon. Let's see. What else have we gotten up to? Well, we're doing a lot of social media stuff. So I went around the internet, and I have a lot of social media accounts. I don't use a lot of them, but I put together my social media plan for SigTrent Games, like what I'm going to post, how often I'm going to post, because I want to kind of keep an open line of communication with the fans. A big part of the sort of vision for SigTrent Games is it's like a relationship between creatives who are going to make game content and fans who consume the game content. It's kind of a no-brainer. Is that what every game company is like? Yeah, I guess to some degree. But what I want to imply is it's kind of an equal relationship, and it's a very open communication relationship. So this vlog is kind of one aspect of that. I'll be talking about things I'm doing with the company, and I want to hear from fans. So I'd like you to leave comments, come on our Discord, talk to us, leave messages on Facebook, wherever it happens to be. Tell us what kinds of things you want to see in the future and what you'd like to play. And we'll try to make that, right? That's the whole goal, is that we work hard to provide things that you'll enjoy, and you support us financially so that we can afford to do that work. And it's as simple as that. Of course, like any kind of grassroots gaming company, we're sort of starting very small. Start from the ground, from the very bottom, and work our way up, hopefully someday grow into a giant flowering tree. But we're not there yet. So we'll start small, and then we'll build up to things as we go. And I also have been doing networking to try and get contact with artists, map makers, people I know that are interested in doing work, because as we develop and as we get the first products out there, then I'll be looking to bring in more creators and more artists to make cool stuff for everybody. And so the company has my name largely because I kind of want to offer my personal guarantee. Like, of course, a lot of you don't really know me personally, but I have a few, brand image things about myself that I try to stay true to. One is to be honest and earnest with people. I can't always say everything I know, right? Sometimes you want a product, you don't want to say what it is before it's ready because it might undergo a lot of changes, that kind of thing. So you do keep some things close to your chest. But if somebody's going to ask me a direct question, I'm always going to answer it. And I'm going to be earnest in my communication. The feeling that I'm giving you is exactly how I'm feeling, right? So if I'm happy, I'll be up. If I'm sad, you'll know that too. If we're having trouble, I'll tell you we're having trouble, and maybe I'll ask for help. And, if things are going great, I'll let you know things are going great. So it's just kind of an open, earnest communication, because I don't see myself as a game designer as anything other than a fan who dedicated time to giving back to other fans and making stuff that other people want to play. And I get a great deal of enjoyment from watching people play my games. That's my number one thing. Far above making money or being famous is just providing enjoyment and seeing joy and having people have fun with what I'm doing, right? So that's my big motivator. And that kind of drives my attitude and motivation. Where's I going with that? Yeah. I'm jumping all over my topics, but that's okay. I tend to do that. Go a little fast. Social media. So I should say the places where you can find us. We've got a Facebook page, SigTrent Plays Games, or SigTrent Games. I was trying to change the name. Now, I used to, back in the day, before I got leukemia, I was doing game streaming. So it was SigTrent Plays Games. We're changing that to just SigTrent Games, because I'll be playing games too. We'll be doing some of that kind of streaming, and just for fun, really, just to engage with games and get game design ideas. But also for relaxation and for fun, because I just like to play games. But the main focus will be creating games and selling games. So Facebook, you can find us there. You can also find us on Discord. You'll have to look in our other social media for a Discord invite, of course, since that's how Discord works. But you'll be able to find one on the Everyday Heroes RPG group on Facebook, where I'll be posting a lot, since that's kind of the biggest place where fans gather online. Pretty soon we'll be sharing that over on Reddit and other locations as well. I'm not going to have a Reddit channel, but I'm going to visit Reddit from time to time to let people know about things that we're doing through the kind of the Everyday Hero fan channels that are on there. So we've also got a website, which is sigtrent.com, I believe it is, which is my webpage, SigTrent Games. And right now you'll find a blog there. There's a store that has some of the stuff I've published in the past. Well, not published, but written in the past and had other people publish. But soon it's going to get rearranged a little bit. But it's a cool-looking website, and there's some stuff to read on the blog. Some old game reviews, some fun things, and an introduction message that is similar to this content here, just telling you about my vision for the company and what I hope to do with it. So it's worth checking out. And it also has links, of course, to the Discord, so if you want to get an invite there. Discord's going to be kind of a place for the community to hang out, for me to discuss things with people, get detailed feedback. It's really valuable for that. So there won't be a ton of entertainment there, but I'll post new content, little bits and pieces that maybe are cool rule things, but don't quite necessarily justify being a product, and I'll just share that with people. There's always leftovers when I work on stuff. I tend to overwrite my products a little bit, make more content than I need, and then I just kind of cut out whatever I think is the least essential or the least good. That way what's left over is extra good, right? Just kind of the theory that of everything you create, some of it's going to be better than other parts, so why not distill the best parts and give that to people? That's how I try to write products. Not always the wisest thing when you're a freelancer, but still I like to do it because I always want to have a good reputation. Anybody I work with, I'm going to try to give them the best that I can do under the circumstances that the contract offers. I'll be working for other companies as well, writing things with my friends, whoever needs my design services, and eventually I hope to help other freelancers get started in the business by having a set of contracts that are really fair for creators and also fair for the publishers, just to kind of put people on a more even playing field, so that if you bring somebody in through SigTrent Games, you know that they're going to provide you really good quality work, and also that the terms are going to be really fair and just for everybody. Whether you're profit sharing and doing that, or whether it's just pay for work, that kind of thing. So that, for instance, one of the things we'll have in our contracts is just that if you write a piece for somebody else and then they choose not to publish it, or the company goes away, the artist is going to retain some rights to their work so that they could then get it published to somebody else or publish it themselves, so that somebody's hard creative work doesn't just end up in a pile somewhere, never to be seen the light of day again, and they can't use it because they'll get sued, that sort of thing. So we really want to make something that's equitable for everybody. But of course, while the publisher is up and running and while they're publishing the book, they have absolute 100% exclusive rights to it, that kind of thing. So anyway, once again, kind of roaming off topic, but these are unscripted. It's just my thoughts as they come out. So those are the plans. Next week, I am going to be working on our next project as well. So working on the first project, also starting the next one, which is going to be a little bit more involved, and I'll probably need to do some hiring for artists. So I'm going to start looking for artists who I think would be good for that project, and also putting together the contracts to pay for their work. So that's what's going on there. Again, I don't want to talk about that quite yet. But next week or the week after, I'll start getting specific about some of the projects that we're going to be putting out. And I hope people like them. We have to kind of just pull them out of the hat for the first couple. But then after that, it's very much going to be me presenting a whole bunch of different ideas to the fans, and the fans kind of choosing which ones they think will either they're most interested in or that they think will be enjoyable for other people. Because, I want to have a pretty broad audience if possible. To start with, by the way, we'll mostly be supporting Everyday Heroes. It's a game I created. I know it really well. I love it. I love the fans, so I really want to support that. However, that doesn't mean we'll exclusively do Everyday Heroes work. I've got a couple ideas for some board games. I've got an idea for card games. We've got some ideas for some computer-type things maybe in the future. But we're going to start simple and then kind of work our way up the ladder of game complexity. Well, I think that's all to say for the company at the moment. Let's talk a little bit about what I've been playing this week. So just stuff I've been enjoying. So let's see. I've been playing Everyday Heroes. I have a great every other week group that's super fun to play with. Just a fantastic game master and a really great group that he plays with. Everybody's hilarious. It's sort of like I don't know, it's set in 2087, and he just decided, look, you can play anything from the vault, which means there's all kinds of stuff. I'm playing one of the Chosen, so I'm sort of almost like a crow, because that came from the Crow originally of the Reborn, and they got kind of turned into a more supernatural, spiritual kind of a thing. But for his game, I left it open. I took the background of mysterious origin, so I don't actually know what my background is, and I left it for the game master to decide how my character has the powers that he does. He's called Mr. Shadow. He's sort of an assassin. He looks a bit like Steve Buscemi, and he can sort of like walk through darkness, and he has shadowy claws, and he can kind of turn invisible and, hey, look, and then just disappear right where he's standing. So he has some pseudo-supernatural powers, and the Game Master decided that these are actually of an alien origin, and that I'm some sort of human-alien hybrid engineered by maybe an artificial intelligence or something. It's a wild plot, but the Game Master really sticks everything together, and it's just a ton of fun. So been having a great time with that, and having a great time watching everybody else's characters. So we've gone up 3 or 4 levels since we started playing, and it's really neat for me as the game designer to watch other people's characters develop, multi-classing and doing, creating this fine-tuned kind of cool creation. That's what I love about games, and that's what I baked into Everyday Hero. So it's really neat for me to watch other people enjoy that. What else? I've been playing Pal World with my wife and my good friend Luis. And that's a ton of fun. It's sort of like a Pokemon game, but it's a crafting game, but it's sort of a combat game, but it's a silly game. I don't know. I have a lot of fun with it. I got a cool base in the cherry blossom orchards and a bunch of pals that I run around with. I mostly like the exploration part of the game and just seeing new pals and capturing them and trying to get each one. Got to collect them all, that kind of thing. So I've been playing that. It's a great game. I do recommend it. It's a lot of fun. I've also been playing Stellaris, one of my... I love strategy games in addition to role-playing games, and it's a big 4X space strategy game. But the thing I really like about Stellaris in particular is it adds role-playing to strategy. So while your Stellar Empire is going to have a lot of character based on the way you build them, right now I am playing Knights of the Toxic God. So they're these strange little creepy toxic guys with big oversized chibi helmets on their head. And I decided to limit myself to only one planetary system. There are like hundreds, and I think 300 in the galaxy, but I'm only going to ever settle my home planet. I'm not going to leave my home system as far as my population is concerned. We'll send ships out into the stars to fight people and to mine asteroids and stuff like that, but we don't settle on any other planets, and we don't really welcome anybody to settle on ours, although some people kind of slipped in there. But anyways, we do have some friends. So I called them the Lonely. And, their leader is named Alone. It's not meant to be a metaphor for anything. It's just me trying to thematically limit them to the one planet. Anyway, it's been great fun. And then all kinds of cool things, like there were raiders in my area, and one of them became the Great Khan and went surging across the galaxy right around the same time that I opened up a strange forbidden wormhole and let all these sort of replicator like nanite fleets into everybody else's territory, but not mine. So I don't know. It's been fun. It's got a great long story, and right now I'm leading a giant galactic crusade against the nanites. So I love it. A deep strategy game, but also just fun story. Every game kind of tells a story and plays out in a different way. So I think that's also a killer game. Apparently, there's a 4.0 version coming out soon. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that. I'm also interested watching Civilization 7 and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I've been a Civ player all my life, so new Civ game's always great. Now, I tend to kind of wait a little while before I jump in on the new one, partly because it usually releases a little buggy and feeling kind of incomplete, and then, like 6 months later, you can buy a pack that has like all the starting things that you normally had to pay a bunch of extra for at a discounted price. So we'll see. I'll probably sit on that one a little while unless a friend of mine says, hey, let's play Civ 7, and then maybe I'll get it. But for now, we're leaving that one on the shelf. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I played Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, loved it. I got it for free on the Epic Store. I love free games. And if you go to our Discord, we have a feed that we have a bot that just puts in the free games that show up on the Epic Store. So if you just kind of want to check that out, it's there. And we'll put other free game offers that we see, just, cool free stuff that's out there. And if we have free stuff, we'll throw it in there too. So I like free. It's a good price. Anyway, I loved Kingdom Come Deliverance. Would have paid for it if I knew how great it was. Really enjoyed it. So I'll pick up number 2 for sure. It's just starting a new business. I don't have time for a new really game that's going to totally engross me like that. Bad enough playing Palworld and Stellaris. So playing Everyday Heroes, I can say, is kind of like work, right? It's play testing. I'm really having a good time, but I can kind of justify that. The other ones, they cut into my stuff. But I think everybody, being a gamer, if you lose sight of the fun of playing games as a game designer, it's no good. I've run into some people that have done that, and I think it kind of dulls your skill, dulls your passion for what you're doing. You really need to love it, to be excited about it, to do a great job, I think. And maybe not every minute, right? But generally, your overall attitude has to be, I love games, I love making games, I want to have a good time. Okay, so that's my week in gaming. Life in general. Last subject is just sort of like, what's going on with me? Boy, starting a new company is kind of scary. So, you don't have much of a source of income to start with. And so that's kind of scary. Got some money in the bank, but it doesn't last forever. And being a game designer generally is not a good way to get rich. My friend Jeff Grubb has a saying, I don't know that he made it up, but it's a saying that many know, which is to make a small fortune in the game business, it helps to start with a large fortune. Meaning you're probably going to get less money than you put into it. Hopefully that is not the case. I'd like to think I'm a pretty clever, prudent person, and that I can manage finances pretty well. But we'll see how it goes. It is hard to make cash, but I'm pretty good at being frugal. So anyway, it is kind of a scary prospect, and there's always a lot more that you want to do than you can do. So I have a huge list of all the things that need to happen for a company. I'm trying to learn accounting practices and double entry bookkeeping. I got to do marketing stuff. I got to have contracts. There's just a whole lot of stuff, if you want to mind your P's and Q's, that you need to take care of. And I'm definitely a person, I'd call myself neutral good in the D&D alignments, right? So I like rules, but, I also kind of like to make things work, right? So whatever works. If you have to break a rule to make things better, you break a rule to make them better. But I do think rules and order and doing things the right way is the starting place that you want to start from. So a lot of running around and doing that. So in the meantime, also, I won't be able to make a full living selling games right off the bat. It's going to take some time. So I'm also job hunting. So I'm out there looking for gigs, looking for freelance work. If you got it out there, if you see this, we can talk about it. Also, just looking for day jobs around my hometown. I live in a small seaside town, and I like the local community, so kind of giving back and just doing work at the pizza parlor or the movie theater or the drugstore or wherever they need some help, and helping them out. It's the kind of job you can go, you can do, and you can come home and then design games. So looking for that kind of work. Of course, I always keep my eye out for sort of dream jobs as well. So, if I do end up with a full-time job, then that's going to push back on my time for the company. But my wife is also going to be working on SigTrent games. So we're kind of a team effort, and together we'll have the horsepower to keep things moving along, even if I have to dedicate a fair amount of time to just pay the bills, but because that's how things roll. But until I pick up a job, almost all my time, except for that little bit of gaming to have a good time, is dedicated towards trying to make the company go and to build an infrastructure that makes things easy. That's I'm big on efficiency. So when I play games, especially strategy games, you try to lay the groundwork really well so that you can then kind of launch forward, and then everything you do after that is real simple. You can make fast moves and get things done quickly and achieve a lot in a short period of time with less effort. But you do have to make up an upfront investment in order to do that. So that's what my time is all about. So that's it. So job hunting, working on the business, being a little stressed. But other than that, pretty happy. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy for the most part. And, well, I feel stress. I tend not to get overwhelmed by it. I can just easily pick up a cool video game or watch a movie or something, and a couple hours later, I'm good to go, ready to get back into the fight and get things done. If anything, I have to guard myself against having a little too much fun and de-stressing more than I need to. Get back to the grindstone. Well, I think that's it. I hope you liked the video. If there are any comments you have, if you notice any problems with the sound or visuals or anything like that, of course I'm going to watch it. But you never know once you load it up to YouTube if something happens. Please let me know. If there's games you would like me to make for you, please let me know. If there's just stuff, if you have suggestions, ideas, you want to help out in some way, let me know. Like I said, SigTrent Games is about kind of an open communication and contract between fans and creators like myself and me as the person running the company. So I guess that's all I have. Thanks very much. Have fun out there, and we'll see you next week.